Greetings and welcome. My name is Barry. I'm going to be adding a third series in addition to the ones that I'm doing on twin flames and on psychotherapy. This one will be on recovery from deeply embedded belief systems. And the specific subjects that will be covered will be belief systems embedded from culture, religion, and environment, or family. So let me give you a little bit of overview, which is what I'll be doing today. And then starting the next one, I'll be giving examples from each category and going into a little depth as to what types of things we carry and how people can be enabled to rid themselves of all of these deeply embedded beliefs and restore themselves to who they really are rather than the sum of others, be it culture, or be it family, or be it religion. Each individual should have the choice to be themselves and to take on and keep or discard whatever beliefs they so choose. So, first, the one is from culture. Different cultures carry beliefs, and at least to my awareness, there is no such thing as a culture that doesn't carry a set of beliefs. Some are very helpful, and many are extremely limiting. Beliefs such as we do not cry, stiff upper lip, very British. We do not display emotions. We display tons of emotions. We are a very excitable people. We're very constrained people. Just look around the world and you can see all the beliefs that people carry. When I was in Finland, my host basically explained that Scandinavians are sort of the least open people. They're very sort of rigid and controlled, and Finns are the most rigid and controlled of all the Scandinavians. I found that very interesting. And what was really fascinating is, as an example, they took me to a flamenco dance performance, which is sort of the exact opposite of rigid and controlled. It's expansive, it's creative, the arms go, the legs go, the body sways. And watching a Finnish dancer do this type of flamenco performance. Well, her arms were flailing all over the place. But that's the only thing that moved. Her legs didn't move, her hips didn't move. Everything from sort of the chest down was supremely rigid. But her arms, oh my God, all over the place. And that's the best a Finnish could do at flamenco. I found that very humorous. So did my host. She was a psychiatrist, so she was aware of the psychodynamics of the culture. But every culture has their thing. And just because the culture in which you grew up says, this is the way things are done, this is what we do, this is what we don't do, this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do, doesn't mean that's how you have to live your life. And not only beliefs like that, but some cultures carry, it's almost like in the cellular memory, genetic memory, going back generations. Look, this is the way my great-great-grandfather did it. And we still do it the same way. Look at many of the cultures of the world. Eastern Europe, very long historical memory of how things are supposed to be. Cultures in Asia, certain European cultures, basically every culture. And while cultures are a wonderful, wonderful source of richness and a sense of belonging, one should be able to pick and choose the aspects of the culture that suit you and discard the rest. So that's an overview of what I'll be talking about with culture. Now, religion. Oh boy. Most religions have a certain set of precepts. To be a good XYZ, this is what you have to believe. These are good, these are not good. If you do this, you'll be rewarded. If you do that, you'll be punished. And every culture, every religion has their own sets. Even religions within cultures, the cultural beliefs infuse into the religious beliefs. So you have mélange, a combination of religion and culture, because no religion exists isolated from the culture in which it's found. So there are some religions or ways of life that are much more life-affirming than others. For example, Buddhism is not a religion, it's a way of life. And for many, it's very life-affirming, very permission-giving. It's not a particularly judgmental way of life. There are other religions that are very, very judgmental. You do it this way or else you'll be damned. You're going to go to hell. You're going to be ostracized. People are not going to like you. All kinds of things. So it's really important to explore the beliefs that you carry, particularly from childhood. When you go to religious school, your parents teach you all the precepts of what it means to be a good XYZ. And it's good to explore all the beliefs. Again, what I'm not saying is that beliefs need to be taken out wholesale, but rather each individual has to be able to look at the beliefs that they actually carry and make a choice. Is this something that really affirms who I am, or is it life negating? Does doing this action really mean that I'm going to hell? Or does it really mean it's an expression of my passion and it's wonderful? Religions carry lots and lots of shoulds. And shoulds are never helpful because shoulds do not come from within. Shoulds are imposed on us by outside forces. And the more shoulds a religion has, the more damaging it is to the freedom and the expression of self. There are many examples that I have. I've worked with many people recovering from a wide variety of intensely religious backgrounds. And each carries their own individual damage as a result. Of course, the more fundamentalist the religion is, or at least this version of the religion that the person is raised in, generally the more rigid the beliefs, the more dogmatic, and the more work that needs to be done to help free them up. Because in many ways they're being held hostage to their childhood. The third thing I want to talk about is family beliefs. They can be just as rigid and dogmatic as cultural or religious beliefs, but they're passed down from generation to generation. We, the Smiths, believe that this is how we have to act. This is our culture. We have there are different types of beliefs. There are overt beliefs that are passed down in the family, and then there are subconscious beliefs. The overt beliefs can be things like, we are very proper people, we don't laugh, we don't fart in public. That's not a small one. We don't belch, we always belch. It is very good to talk with your hands. We have to talk with our hands. Hands should be quietly placed by the side. You only speak when you're spoken to, and in a soft tone. It's okay, it's necessary to be loud and boisterous and to interject all the time. These are just some examples of cultural patterns that are ingrained in a family and are passed down generation to generation. Then there are lots of subconscious patterns, some relating to health. Everyone in our family gets this disease at this age. Or it is necessary to, when you hit 50 or 60 or 70, whatever the magic age is, that's when we start going downhill. Or in our family, we are thin and slim and athletic until we hit 30. And then it's time to settle down and get fat. How many people do you know have followed that pattern? And I can just go on and on and on. Again, isn't it best to choose your own beliefs and not have to decide that at 30 you'll get fat, at 60 you'll get this illness of aging, or all kinds of other things? Go within, see what you carry in your own subconscious, and explore it. Discuss with your siblings, discuss with your parents if they're still living. Really say, when we were growing up, what beliefs were we told about this is what we, the family of X, do in life? And you will find that if you have siblings, some of them have taken on some beliefs much more rigidly than other beliefs, and it'll probably vary, which will most likely cause stress within the family because those who have incorporated the beliefs more strongly feel that those who haven't are not appropriate. They're not really a good representation of the family beliefs. And that's probably true, and it's also not necessarily a bad thing. So this will be a once-a-week series. It'll be called, again, Recovery from Deeply Held Beliefs. And I hope you enjoy it. My name is Barry Neroff. I'm a professional spiritual intuitive. I do readings for individuals. I do individual and couples psychotherapy and couples counseling. There are lots of different energy work and other auxiliary techniques that I use. I'm a New York State licensed psychotherapist, and I do most of my work either with audio or video. Very few people actually come in person. You can, but for the most part, there's really not a need. And thus I can work with people all over the world, assuming the time difference. Europe's fine, Asia, not so much. So thank you. I have a webpage that talks a little bit about myself. It's called Birthright Therapy. You can write me directly at barry@birthrighttherapy.com, or feel free to make a comment in the comments section under this video. If you like what you hear, please do subscribe. That will be very helpful. It's just the way YouTube works. It really assists if more and more people subscribe. And if you want to be notified when the next video will be posted, then just click the bell. And it's right next to the subscribe thing. Okay, so thank you. And until the next time, goodbye.